Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are here inside the Classy Cat Tiny, and I am back to continue working on this door. So, I wasn't out here yesterday because I had to be busy at home. So it is Sunday for me right now. I'm going to, I'm not going to be able to do the sanding because I forgot the sander. But I will be able to come out tomorrow, I think, to at least sand the door, hopefully, and then we can finally get it into place. But I will be cutting the fancy trim pieces for the door. So I'm going to lay the door out and measure those because I have an idea of how I want to measure those so that I can cut them to size already, see how they fit, and that way, once I'm done sanding, I just put them in and nail them in, and then stain the door. And I think that'll be it. And I also want to see how much of this trim I actually end up using because that'll give me a good idea of how much trim I'll actually need to buy for the future doors. Because I've mentioned before that I'm going to be making 3 pocket doors that look exactly like that one. So, well, not exactly like, but very similar to. So, 3 more pocket doors are going to look like that. So I need an idea of basically how much all that's going to cost altogether, and I want to get them all in one go so that I can just build doors, knock them out, and then I am just able to immediately hang them if I need to, when I need to. So there's that. And that's not including the back door and screen door I plan on putting on the bonus room once that's a thing. So, oh, I'm going to probably, no, I think I can do it while the door's standing up. It shouldn't be that bad. I'll have to see because those pieces are 8 foot long. 8 foot long? Yeah, so I'm going to lay the door down and then I will measure these pieces out. So right where the camera is where I'm going to lay the door out. So I will bring you guys back once I start doing that. I don't have a lot planned for today because really today was supposed to be sanding for the door and I forgot the sander. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it'll be all right. So I will at least cut the trim pieces for the door. And there's something else I was going to do. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but once I remember, I'll tell you guys. So not too much yapping today because I am feeling a little under the weather. Not everyone, but my parents are sick, and since I've been taking care of them while they're not feeling too hot, I probably have also caught whatever they got. So not feeling too great today. So I'm probably going to try and keep the talking short if I can, or remember to. I like to yap. And just try to knock out some of these projects while I'm still feeling okay. Oh, I finally got shims, so I'm going to level that out and see how I can nail that in so that that's done. So basically, once everything is done, it's just a game of fitting the door into the frame, and hopefully it stays or works. Because I don't want it too tight, and I can't open the door and whatnot. So let's just get to it. Alrighty, so the saw is on the porch right now, so I'm going to measure out my first piece according to the corners. Since I'm positive that these aren't all 100% perfect, I'm going to try my best not to like copy cuts over. So I think they can still be like the same length, but the short pieces are probably going to end up being different widths. So long pieces will probably stay the same because they're in the same spots, but the other pieces not so much. So that's the way I'm going about this. And my best idea is to get it long ways like this. And I was going to use my measuring tape from one corner to the other corner as a pseudo straight edge if you will, to try and measure out corners to the best of my ability. But I think I'm going to do it a little differently because that'll take off way too much on the corner. So I know I need it in that corner, but let me see. And yes, of course, I'm going to eyeball a 45. Will it be perfect? No, but I think I can make do. Okay, so I think that'll be fine. Actually, these pieces are so long, so I don't know how well this is going to turn out. I just need it semi-flat, so, oh, and straight. Hold on. I can't wait to have a proper space for all of those things so they aren't taking up space in the stairwell. Anyways, how'd you get under there? All right. So, trying to get this somewhat straight. Somebody out there screaming at me right now, but this ain't the way to do it. Frankly, I could care less. I keep a lot of junk in the tiny house, unfortunately. Huh. I actually think the angle I just marked will work. Yeah. So, there's that. I'm going to mark the end of this piece. And I think I'll use this one piece to cut all of the end pieces, so to speak. Let me mark it on the long side, flat side. And I'll probably cut it like that. That'll make more sense. And however many that I have enough trim today to actually be able to finish the doors when I come back tomorrow, if I come back tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah. That's 28 and a half. Not 28, 27 and a half. Yeah, that's 27 and a half. It's also 27 and a half. Okay, I think the middle pieces are going to be okay cutting to that length. We'll see though. So It's more like 27 and almost 3/4, and that's what I just measured just now. So that's what all the long sides are. So let's go cut this corner piece, see how it looks. And then go from there, I guess. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of measuring today, so that should be fun. And I know oh, where's my, oh, okay. Alright, so that should be one side piece marked up, hopefully correctly. As we're about to find out. I also gotta check and see how that liquid nails glue is doing. Because I forgot I wrapped it up for later. It was in 45 minutes. Alright. Okay, and if this turns out well, I'll see. Well, I'll probably use it as a template piece, maybe, for the other sides on this side. And go from there. The dirt is not going to be a problem. That's a very nice cut. Amateur, but hey, it's cut at the angles I need. So let's see how this fits. dirt is not going to be a problem. That's a very nice cut. Amateur, but hey, it's cut at the angles I need. So let's see how this fits. Alrighty, not sure how well you guys can see it, but it fits perfectly. I'm not too worried about the dirt scuffs from me stepping on it because, like I said, it's going to be stained. But this fits pretty well. I'm going to cut another piece from the piece I just cut to go across the top, maybe, or the bottom. I might go across the bottom here and see, because I think the angle's flipped now, so I can just use it like that. I was a little stupid. I was going to do more cutting than I probably needed to and cut the end flat again just to do the angles, but I'm like, I already have an angle there, so let me just cut the other angle while I have it and do that so I don't waste the trim. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to try and finish a few more. Maybe I might do some short pieces real quick and then see about it. So let's see. Long piece, short piece. It'll be the alternating short piece. You shall stay. Nothing but door can't fix. So I like how this looks. It's not 100% perfect, of course. Like some of the corners I'm going to have to fill with wood filler, and that's okay because I'll just take the router tool and shape it up if I need to. But I'm very happy with how this looks. So I'm going to continue cutting some more pieces and everything to fit the other ones. I had to modify this top piece a little bit because it was actually the bottom is wider than the top part of the panel is. So there's that. Which also means all these are going to be different sizes, which is going to be fun. So I got to measure each one. But that's no problem. I'll just make sure not to make the same mistakes on the other doors, but that just means this one has a little bit of character. So I'm going to continue cutting some more of these pieces and everything. I have one more piece that I think I can use for a long piece on this side and go from there. And like I said, I'm not putting these pieces on permanently yet. These pieces are just so that I have them ready to go when I go to put them on for sure. So not permanent yet, but will be permanent when I come back with the sander and everything. Because like I said, I got to sand pretty much the whole door, and it's really around the edges. Like I'll sand the tops a little bit to make it smooth. Where the wood filler was put from last time, but the sides are what I really need to sand down about 1/8 of an inch on each side, so really 1/4 of an inch for the whole door. Maybe a little more, just so that I'm sure it has a little leeway for fitting into the door frame. And then after that, I'll wood filler the sides, give it one more good sand to make sure there's no weird gaps on the sides that I have to look at. Because I'm not worried about the top and bottom, it's just the sides. And then I will hang the door. So let me finish cutting some more of these pieces. And I'll get back to you guys. Okay, it's going to be a little dark back here. Of course, I decided to wear all black. So the lighting isn't best back here in the bathroom area, so we're just going to have to tolerate that for a second. I got my shims. I'm going to try and check and see if this is level, plumb, whatever the word is. Plumb and level seem to mean the same thing. So I'm going to check it initially. And right here it is. Up a little bit it isn't, but I need the shims to make sure it stays plumb. So, and doesn't fall back on me. So, I've got 2 packs of these. They're fairly cheap, so I figured I may as well get 2 packs since a lot of them seem to come in a pack. And that'll save me some time, energy, and money. Ow. Alright. And of course, once I get an idea of how much I need to actually shim, I will screw it all in. Okay. This is also my first time using shims, so I think honestly all of this is my first time using a lot of things. So, ooh, I didn't mean to do it like that. Okay. Probably don't need to. The only reason I'm using these is because this wood up here is a little warped. That was bound to happen, let's be honest here. Okay. Oh, frick, before I do that, I think I checked this wall one more time and it wasn't plumb. So I'm going to unscrew it and see if I can knock it plumb. Where was it? Yeah, it's not plumb at all. So let me see if I can't knock it right. I have a feeling that I'll need to knock these pieces of wood out. Not looking forward to that. Let me see. Ooh, yeah, probably. Trying to think. I guess the good thing is it's only this section of the wall, which makes sense. It is at a weird angle. So let me see if I can do something about that. Yeah, let me see if I can't do something about that real quick. I'm not trying to get this far into the build and have any huge mistakes that need to be fixed. I'm at the wrong angle for this. Okay, so that's loose, but it's definitely stuck there and it's just going to keep going out of plumb. So maybe, okay, so I'm thinking, oops, that wasn't in. I'm thinking that I'm going to take this little piece out. This doorway is fine. I just need to try and knock it probably more this way, and I don't think it'll affect the door frame at all. If anything, the door frame probably made it more sturdy. And I'll see, I'll probably try to knock these blockings out. So if it's just leaning to one side, then we might be able to knock it straight. I'll have to see. How did you loosen up? Okay. 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 I'll leave the screws because I'll just screw them right back together. And if I can get this straight, without messing up the doorway, then I'll just screw everything back. So we'll see how this goes. Almost wrapped around and stripping it. Oh, wonderful. Okay. That's out. Oh, tits, I forgot about you. Okay, so let's knock out these blocking pieces. I'm going to be so careful because I'm not trying to hit my thumb again, or any of my fingers for that matter, but especially not this thumb. Are you still in by a nail? Yes, you are. Well, screw, but still. Same difference. You almost fell on me. That explains a lot. Okay. Now, if I can get the doorway to lean over this way, I should be able to simply move this wall in and it'll be plumb with the wall, and I probably won't have to do all that extra work of putting like 2x6s and cutting them and everything up there. So I need to get these screws out first. Yeah. And then I'll do that, and hopefully that'll make everything straight. This is the plus side to using screws instead of nails, because if I had nailed this, I would have had to take apart this whole thing. Okay. Now to figure out how am I going to do this, because the wall is pretty much straight right there. So I have to knock the top out. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to knock the top out and like lean it back or something. So that might tear up my floor if I'm not careful. Okay. One more time, rearranging the whole door frame. Y'all gotta be tired of seeing me do that. Y'all gotta be as tired as I am of doing that. And the only reason it's tight is because there's a screw up there. I think I took the screws out, but if I didn't, extra random screw out might help me. At least a little bit. Ooh. I'm gonna bring you guys back once I get this rectified. Alrighty, so I kind of fixed the wall problem, but I also feel like it didn't do anything at all, and honestly, I need to redo it anyways. I'm not taking apart the door frame. I'm just gonna try and like reposition it so I can hammer it in better. But I'm not, like I said, I'm starting to not feel well, so I'll just save that for later. But until then, that top uh, plate piece is not going in. So I'm going to finish cutting up some of this trim because I did take a break from that to try and see if I could do something there. And I want to make sure that the framing for the bathroom is perfect. Well, not absolutely perfect, but good enough that I can see myself easily putting drywall on it and it not sitting janky or having to do weird cuts. I also don't want the bathroom walls sitting janky, weird, needing weird cuts. I don't want it to sit weird. And I don't want one wall that's not 100% level or square or plumb or whatever, because then I know I'll have like future problems with the drywall or something. Like I know something's going to go wrong if I just say screw it and leave it the way it is. So I'll come back to that another day, and hopefully this will be the last time you guys hear me talk about having to redo the door frame. But I'm going to finish up these trim pieces, see how they look, and then we will go from there. And I'll show you guys the finished door panel, because it won't be finished, like I said, until later once I get the sander to sand the door to the right size. And I think the door won't be hung until I get the walls right, because I got to do it right, otherwise nothing will look right or work right. So I think I'll just make that a big video for next time, or whenever I get around to it. So let's get back to these trim pieces. What is going on with you today? Alright, it looks like that's going to be all the wood I'm cutting today. Because I don't want to mess up the trim too much if the saw is going to act up, so I'll just find another way to cut it later. Probably got to see what's going on, or get a new blade for this. Something smaller. I don't know if the blades are chipped or whatnot. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah. So a little disappointed, but that's fine because that's really all the time I got for today. It'll be fine. Alright. So I'm probably going to get a new blade for my saw that's specifically made for trim, or at least thicker pieces like this, and see if that helps. I still have plenty of trim left to, I believe, finish up the door, because if one whole stick does pretty much, I will say, about 1 1/4 of the door panels, that'll be enough. I think I have enough to finish off the door when I come back. I'm going to use this piece still, because there's a good piece of it left, to make the bottom and top pieces, because I did mess up the cut because it was acting out earlier, and it made it too short. So I'm going to salvage this piece the best I can, and hopefully I'll be able to just cut the remaining pieces just fine. So I'm gonna get a new saw blade for my saw. I'm also gonna, I gotta get ready to go, so I'm gonna leave the door on the floor for right now. It's not gonna be that big of a deal, so that once I get back, if I get the saw blade, I can just get right into finishing these up, and then I can sand the door down, finish putting these in. I don't know if I will stain the door in the same day, and if I do, I'll probably get to like one side of the door, let that dry, and then wait till like the next day or the week after to come back, stain the other side and everything, let that dry, and then we will be trying to put the door up. But like I said earlier, I just realized I didn't have the mic on, so I don't know if that came out right to you guys, but the short and skinny, if in case that did messed up, my saw is acting up. I'm going to get a new saw blade. I need to salvage this piece of trim because I refuse to pay more money for new trim. I think I have enough money for the trim, not enough money, but enough trim to finish the current door. And once I have an idea of how much trim that actually is, I'll know how much my doors actually cost to make. And so far, it's actually cheaper than buying a door, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's windy today. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it a day because I have to head back. I'm pet sitting again, so I'm still pet sitting, and I need to head back to check on the animals. So I will get back into another project hopefully next week if I'm not feeling crummy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out my art channel if you guys haven't. I do draw, and I have been uploading my most recent drawings. I am working on a really big commission, so that's what I've been doing throughout the week. And I'm also working on a webcomic, so once I get that all squared away, during the week I come out here to work on the tiny house. I will be uploading some additional content to my Patreon. I still have to figure out how to upload my old videos because I don't want to upload all of them, not all of them, but I don't want to say all of them at once, but I don't want to upload them one by one because there's a lot of them. So once I figure out how to do that, I will probably post it on the Patreon. I will also probably post some videos of like my editing process and whatnot, and probably some other behind the scenes things that I can think of. So don't forget to check out the Patreon. It's only $1 to check out my videos and whatnot. Yeah, so Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time,